My name is James, and my wife Sarah was diagnosed with sarcoma in 2015. She underwent treatment including chemotherapy, extensive pelvic surgery, and radiotherapy. Sarah and I got married at 28, and around that time a lot of our friends were getting married as well. Some of our friends had children and were planning children, and that was all very isolating because when they were planning families, we were planning treatment and undergoing kind of all the uncertainty around treatment and what our future would look like. We were very aware of the stats around sarcoma as well, and that was kind of never far from our minds. And we were very aware that the prognosis was likely to not be good, but initially treatment went quite well, so there was genuine reason to be positive and be hopeful. But we were always aware of the stats, kind of the recurrence rates, and the fact that a lot of people don't survive 5 years. So that was always something that was on our mind, but I hoped that we'd fall into the other 50%. So going through it, and difficult for the whole family really. And at certain points you could say that kind of things would be okay in terms of being able to become more mobile or whatever, because you could see that there were goals that she was striving to achieve, and she was achieving goals and was able to set new ones. It got a lot more difficult when she had the recurrence, because you couldn't give the same reassurances or assurances as you could before about everything being okay, because you knew that ultimately things would get worse, and that was probably the most difficult. Probably in the last few months of her life more so, because on chemotherapy, like the first line chemotherapy, the first time she had treatment, she'd feel bad, but you could say, okay, at this point in the cycle, you're not going to feel very well. By the end of the week, hopefully you'll feel a bit better, and then next week we'll be able to do some things together. But as treatment for the recurrence went on and we had less and less options, and then ultimately she came off treatment, if she had a cough, we couldn't say that it would be nothing, or it wasn't going to be the tumour growing. Whereas before you could sort of say, oh, it could be a cough because it's winter and it could be a cold, but I couldn't honestly say that to her as things got worse. Yeah. There are lots of people we've met who are in a really similar position, so everyone thinks our story is really shocking, but actually it's not as uncommon as people would think. A lot of the people that were having treatment around the same time as Sarah were similar age or younger, and a lot of them had kind of outcomes the same as Sarah, and during Sarah's treatment as well. So you kind of feel a connection with some of those people, but then at the same time you see how things have panned out for them, and it's quite hard to. We found out through kind of certain channels that the treatment hadn't worked for them and they'd passed away. So there's one patient that Sarah didn't know had passed away, and it was really difficult to decide whether to tell her or not, knowing that it would really upset her. The other patient that we knew from around the hospital, she passed away and Sarah found out, and it obviously upset her. And when you hear about the stats, you can separate yourself from it to a certain extent, but when you've got people under the same oncology team who things haven't worked out for, it's really difficult to get your head around mentally. A lot of the kind of goals for the campaign and the work that our family have been inspired to kind of try and get involved with have quite similar aims and goals. So for example, the awareness is important to us, so people understand about it and it's kind of recognised as a cancer rather than just a cancer in its own right, rather than just being a rare cancer. And in my mind, hopefully that awareness would mean more people want to research about it, and it just gets more focus. And then the research would then lead to better treatments, more effective treatments, and ultimately giving people diagnosed now more chance in having successful outcomes. And that's something that is important to us and why we want to do what we can for the charity. Yeah.